Hello, hello. Long time no see. We are back in Huntsville. So far, we've built this and this. We've also built this, this, and this. And unfortunately, we've built this. I'm not going to get into detail just yet, but right now, we're going to fix this. All right, that is the majority of work I wanted to do today on this area. You might be wondering why I did that. Well, it was obvious after watching it back, but the connection that existed here beforehand, which was previously, I think it was Washington and Ivy, it didn't really make much sense because the majority of people coming up this road off the highway or even down here in this other neighborhood, they were making the first right onto this low density street, which was clogging everything up in these local streets, instead of going one roundabout further down and getting on like the main arterial. Now, I don't think there's really a way that I'm at least aware of to really modify traffic behavior. Like, I could be wrong. Maybe someone could correct me in the comments. But I think for me, this was kind of the best solution in keeping Oak Street where it was, or I guess to keep Oak Street where it was to just create a new connection to that first roundabout with this little S curve here, which aesthetically, I don't think it looks too bad. This area here is kind of rough still. I'm waiting for this to develop. I might need to go in here and play whack-a-mole with some of these buildings and get rid of them. Maybe something a little bit better will zone in, or better looking. But for now, I'm not overly disappointed with this. I think this looks a little bit better. And additionally, it makes more sense traffic-wise. I can't really compare it yet because I lost a bunch of our population because I was also de-intensifying, if that makes sense. Yeah, I think my issue here, additionally, with some of those low-density roads is I built high-density housing along them, which didn't really make a ton of sense. If it was going to exist, it should have existed primarily around Oak Street, considering the density and the fact that it's a collector. You can see here I still have apartments, but I think having 2, maybe max 3, 4, or 5 is probably fine in this area, but I'm just trying to be mindful to not get too lost with intensification, because I need to remember that the areas I'm building now are primarily low density, because the city center is going to be down the road towards, I guess, the river here and kind of this cliff. That's where the city center is going to be. Everything out here is primarily going to be low density, and this is going to be a natural progression into higher and higher density as we get into the city center. So I just needed to remind myself that I don't need to intensify these small areas as much as I did before. Low density housing is fine. I just need to sprawl a bit more, I think. And part of that, I guess, can be done further away from the city center, if that makes sense. The one thing I'm very curious to see, because I'm obviously I've been away for a little while, but very curious to see how these Northeast US packs look as we go. I'm a huge fan of this right here, these types of buildings. And that is kind of what I want to have over here whenever we get to this. This is in for a revamp, stay tuned. But that's kind of the look I want over there as well. And this is all zoned for that same type of building. Just kind of waiting to see whenever that plops in. Very curious to see, because I think this looks awesome. If more of these can be zoned in along here. Not crazy about this stuff, but it exists for now. And we'll see, maybe as demand spikes, I can play whack-a-mole with some of these and get something a little bit better. But and for spots like this where the building is unfortunately not extended to the edge of the road, I don't think it's a bad spot to have some sort of surfacing work go on here, and maybe I can just throw in some props. That's kind of what I'm thinking, maybe for spots like that where the building doesn't zone in. Create small like urban spaces for folks. It'd be actually kind of neat if the people interacted with this stuff. But that conversation's for another day. For this area here, I'm kind of waiting for the remainder of that commercial to zone in. Not crazy how this turned out. Like this here, I wish maybe this building would have zoned in. Something a little more cohesive along here. Don't like these. These are really interesting. I like this. Maybe not in this setting, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I kind of, yeah. The look I was going for was more of this brownstone stuff all along here. It's very difficult though with the zoning and along an S curve. Also included a crosswalk because folks working at an office park across the street might be wandering over on lunch to do whatever. thought that was kind of a good thing to add. Also a big fan of the northeast row homes. These are really sharp. Big fan of those, like all of these. Yeah, this to me just feels a little bit better than it did before. The roadway layout is a little wonky, I guess, but it's not perfect, but it's not terrible at the same time. At least until I wait another year and come back at this and go, oh my gosh, this was terrible. But yeah, for now, I like it. I'll have to come in and do some detailing work as things zone in and kind of finalize. But yeah, that's the work I had for today.